Hi everyone, my name is Christina and I am a counselor at College Planning Source. I just want to go ahead and present to you College 101, all about majors. So really what I'm going to go over in this meeting is the difference between undergraduate programs, graduate programs, an explanation of undergrad general ed major requirements, how to prepare for certain majors in high school, so taking the right classes, how to select a major, how to research, and also the flexibility within majors. At most schools, the first 2 years are all general education requirements, but not always. And then an explanation at the end of double majors and also minors. So to start, we have our undergraduate degree programs and then our graduate degree programs. So at the undergrad level, you're going to see associate's degrees, and those could be 2 years from a community college. Usually you just need a high school diploma to get in. Pretty simple. Then you're going to have a bachelor's degree, and that's honestly what most of our students are going for, which is a 4-year degree from an accredited university. General admissions requirements you usually need to have, good grades in high school courses, transcripts, admission essays, some extracurriculars, volunteering, and depending on the college, a standardized test score such as the ACT or SAT. Just to address this, colleges look at ACT and SAT the exact same. But then you have your graduate degree programs. Now, these are master's degrees. So to enter this program, you need to already have your bachelor's degree. But not always. There are sometimes undergrad and grad combined programs, which I'll get into a little bit later. But sometimes, you can aim to do like a BSMD program or a 3+3 program. Your general admissions requirements, really you need to have, the right college courses, grades. Same thing as getting into undergrad, but sometimes even more competitive. Your activities, awards, research, and also to the GRE or GMAT testing. To get a doctoral degree, it's usually a 3+ year degree that you may receive from an accredited university. Usually, sometimes you need your bachelor's or master's. Again, same thing as a master's degree, you need to make sure that you have the right grades, the right tests, the activities, or you may need the LSAT or MCAT in addition to the GRE. And so just important distinctions to make when we talk about different degrees. So a lot of kids and parents always ask me, at least, what the difference is between a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Science. Because sometimes you may have, degrees such as psychology, computer science, and other degrees where you may see that overlap. A Bachelor of Arts, you're going to have more of a comprehensive education. It requires fewer credits directly tied to a specific major. And so it's more so encouraging exploration across a diverse range of liberal arts subjects. Courses are typically encompassing humanities, English literature, social science, and foreign languages. Students usually have the flexibility to choose from a wide selection of courses to fulfill these requirements, enabling them to tailor their education to really resonate with those personal aspirations and interests that they may have. This degree is commonly available in English art, music, modern languages, communication, but not always. I've seen it even now in data science as well. Then you have your Bachelor of Science. This is a highly specialized degree and a highly specialized program. It requires a greater number of credits that are directly related to the major itself. It ensures that graduates achieve a comprehensive mastery of their field. There are limited opportunities to delve into unrelated subjects. So, if you really like art history, but you're a biology major, there's going to be less of an opportunity to integrate those electives with a Bachelor of Science. The curriculum is designed to enhance analytical abilities and provide an in-depth understanding of the subject matter. And so you're typically going to see this more in the STEM disciplines, but again, not always. Computer science, engineering, nursing, mathematics, biochem, physics, you're going to typically see the Bachelor of Science a lot. But down here, a lot of times, these degrees can overlap. Like, for example, I did my degree, a Bachelor of Science in psychology. I've seen it with business, accounting, computer science, data science. A lot of degrees are now starting to overlap and offer in either discipline. So you're going to see these a lot, your general education requirements. And sometimes it can be confusing because I remember getting into college myself. I didn't understand. I always thought, you go to college, you take all your classes or, for your major and then add the general education requirements. They're prerequisites. So, in a traditional undergrad program, students are first required to complete your lower division and general education requirements. So, these could be additional math classes, English classes, history, calculus, chemistry, all of these different classes. Like, I remember I had to take chemistry as a psychology major, even though I didn't need it. But there are all of these kind of classes to get out of the way. Oh, let me just go back here. Sorry about that. Okay, just gave you a preview of the entire presentation. Major status. So once you've completed all of your lower division GE requirements, you then get to move on to your upper division classes, and these are centered around your major. And so at that point, you're taking specific classes to your major. You're required to complete these. Usually at this point, we have this in there. If you're transferring, then you can this is usually where you're transferring into a four-year college if you're at the community college level, once you've knocked out all your GEs. Once you've completed all of the GEs, all of your upper division classes, then you're eligible for graduation, provided that you have the minimum GPA and that you've met any other requirements. Sometimes, colleges may want you to do an internship or other things. And so that is when you're eligible for graduation. So here are some examples. You'll see arts and literature. That was one that we saw a lot. Could be like introduction to different civilizations, American culture, biological science. So taking different classes in ecology, evolution, general biology you may need, historical studies. Again, taking United States history. I remember I had to take that class. And so then you'll have like international studies too. So they have a lot of these different, like kind of similar classes to what you've taken in high school. And so you may expect to see these again at the college level. So different prerequisites. This is like for possibly a business major. You may have to take intro to business. It is for the Berkeley's business major. Intro to economics, intro to stats, analytic geometry and calculus. So these are all the classes you need to take before you're eligible to get into those deeper, really intense business courses that you would have. And so here are the upper division requirements. And so these are those deeper business courses at Berkeley's business program. So you have business communication, micro and macroeconomics, and analytics for business decisions, financial accounting, managerial accounting, intro to finance. And so you see a lot of these more specialized classes. Then you sometimes will have electives related to your major that you can pick. So if you wanted to delve more into marketing, or if you wanted more kind of specialization in leadership, or even in tax accounting, you could sometimes do that as you get further and further up into your program. So common majors, again, these are fairly common to all colleges. Due to their popularity, they may be impacted, capped, or competitive. Some majors, such as business and visual arts, may have a portfolio requirement. So that's always important to, again, check this at all the colleges you plan on applying to. If you're unsure, please ask your counselor. So business is typically a pretty impacted major. All of the health professions, nursing, public health, a lot of these different pre-med majors can sometimes be really difficult. Social sciences and history, I would say I see this one less often, but can still be tricky. Engineering, definitely. Psychology, also very popular. Biological sciences, biomedical sciences, also really popular. Communication, journalism, education. Again, I see education less, but at certain schools can be tough. Definitely computer sciences, and definitely at some schools, visual and performing arts, especially like film, can be really challenging. So it's just important to be aware of those. Now, impacted majors. So again, a capped or impacted major, it basically just means that they're admitting a smaller number of students because it's competitive. They may not have the resources. They may not have enough teachers to take all X thousand of kids that apply. They are typically sciences, engineering, math, psychology, business, computer science. nursing, and art. And so this is a snapshot from UCSD. And so you'll see at UCSD, pretty much all STEM majors are capped, um, with a specific emphasis on the Jacobs School of Engineering and also to anything within biological sciences, data science, and so on. So it's just a good practice to kind of be aware of this and also think and work with your counselor to, maybe make a plan for any backup majors that you're also interested in. So this is how to prepare for your major in high school. So this, again, if you're a STEM major, we should be trying to at least take up to Calc AB, if not BC. We should really be challenging ourselves in math, computer science, and then also, other science disciplines. I would say it's always good practice, even if you're not going in for computer science. It's still good, especially in today's ever-evolving tech-centered world, to have that if you're able to take it in high school, because it's only going to help you with everything going the way that it's going with AI and everything like that. Also having research, really valuable there too. AP Calc, again, for pre-med, same thing, but again, more of an emphasis on biology, medical terminology, honors medical interventions if your school offers it. AP psychology is also one that we're seeing a lot of value from a pre-med student, and also research. Business, I will add, just because I've had kids go on college visits, and a lot of business majors are now looking for calculus to that level of math, so I just want to make that distinction. But business majors, historically taking micro, macro econ. If your school does not offer macro econ, you can always take it online. Intro to business, following the business pathways at your school. A lot of schools will have intro to finance, business law, introduction to marketing, and they'll have those CTE courses. It's very important that you take those. And also to graphic design or personal finance if you're interested in more the marketing side. Social science, a little bit heavier on the history. Again, looking at AP Psych, research, AP Human Geography. Definitely taking more of those social sciences in high school. That's what they're looking for. And arts and humanities, making sure that you're taking AP Lang and AP Lit. We want to show that you're very strong in writing and also that you're well versed in different types of literature. Expository writing, ethnic studies. It's always good to show a strong writing background. And also taking, again, AP Art and Design, AP Art History, and more of these humanities-centric classes. If you have the option, you should try to take as many as you can. We definitely want you to challenge yourself. If you're unsure what to take, your counselor at College Planning Source can help you make a plan. So please just let us know. We're happy to do it. So how to research majors. One thing you really want to do is work with your counselor to do some major and career assessments. Definitely thinking about your interests, right? Do you like science already? Do you gravitate more to math? Are you not a math person? Sometimes using social media, YouTube, and other platforms, you can see a lot of these really good day in the life videos. I actually like to watch them for fun because they're really interesting. But you could sometimes see a lot of like the day-to-day and what people in these professions typically do, and asking yourself, hey, does this, pathway, does this lifestyle, does this fit in, with stuff that I would want to do? Sometimes you can look to your family. What are your parents doing? Older siblings, aunts, uncles, grandparents, what did they do? And then sometimes they can even tell you the pros and the cons, their pathways and their experience. If you still have family in the workforce, sometimes you can get in and shadow them if they're in an office. That is really valuable to sometimes see your family members in more of a work setting so you can kind of see how their day-to-day goes. Flexibility with majors. I did not know what I wanted to do at 17, 18. If you are not 100% about your major, that is completely fine. The first 2 years of your undergraduate degree, you have the ability to change majors at certain schools. That's why there's a little star there. Our UCs and other colleges can be challenging. Again, work with your counselor. We can always provide more insight into that. Sometimes you have these interdisciplinary studies and majors where you can almost combine 2 or more academic disciplines. If you're really interested in psychology and computer science and you don't want to go into cognitive science, or if you're really interested in biology and business, sometimes you can make your own major. And we have some examples, right? Cognitive science and urban planning, liberal studies, applied math. So some of these different more combination majors. You can also ask your counselor for schools that have what's called an open curriculum. An example of that would be like Rochester, University of Rochester, Brown University. They allow you for the first 2 years to take classes in whatever you're interested in. You don't have to follow that strict general education requirement. And a lot more schools are doing that because they realize, kids coming out of high school need a little bit more time to explore and talk to different professors. So that's something to really be aware of too. Double majors. So sometimes, again, we want to challenge ourselves to study two of the same thing and get our degree in both. Some pros for that, you can study two separate interests and be fully qualified to get a job in both. And you can also look more competitive for jobs. It can also serve as a backup if your primary major doesn't work out. Like, for example, I'll use psychology again. If I was worried about getting a job with just a psychology major, maybe I could have like data science as my backup, right? And I could get a degree in psych and data science at the same time. Cons, it does add more time to your degree. You're doing double the work. So you're typically going to be in college for like 5 years. If you're going to like medical school and stuff like that, you have to be at the top of your class. They're really concerned about that. And sometimes doing double the work, that can make it a little bit challenging. It can cost more money since you're staying in school longer, you're signing up for more credits. You can have less time to do those extracurriculars if you're looking to go to like get your doctorate or to go on to get your master's degree. That's another thing to point out. So how double majors work, basically they're taking elements from like this business degree and international business and they're kind of popping them together. So again, you're not going to be in school for 8 years. It's not exactly that long, but you are going to have some classes from the one degree, some from the other, enough to gain proficiency in both. So a minor, this is not the same as a major. It just complements your major. So, I majored in psychology and I minored in biology. And that was nice because it complemented my major and it gave me more of a background in kind of, seeing how biology and psychology can both work together to influence our mental states. And so it complements your major. It can improve your employment opportunities. If you want to major in business and minor in computer science, you can go into like business informatics. Exploring personal interests, you can double minor even too, but again, does add a little bit more work. Let me go back to that. Again, adding more time, costing more money, can be more stressful, but sometimes it can be worthwhile to improve, your knowledge and also employability. So how you actually declare this, a lot of times students will be like, I want to list my minor and college applications. They're not necessarily looking for that. They're more concerned with the major. So you typically meet with your program advisor once you pick a school and you're enrolled. You would complete a double major or minor form. You'd make sure you satisfied your course requirements and that you have good grades and you're in good standing, and they will approve you and get you all set up for that designation. So this is the end of our webinar, and thank you so much for listening. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your counselors. Thank you.